Hi, this is Natalie of the Vintage Cross Stitch Niche, which is my little group or my idea about combining vintage with cross stitch in an informal way to make beautiful projects. So today is my fourth video. So far we've taken a small tour of our local cross stitch shop. And what else did we do? We did a roller frame tutorial and then a parade of fabrics and maybe some learning about different cross stitch materials, different designers. And today we're going to go over some things about scissors, some things about measuring, some things about picking containers or projects to do cross stitch with. And I hope we have fun. At 5 o'clock, and it is now, what time is it? It is now 4:30. I have to randomly pick somebody to win the Blackbird fabric and out of print chart and hand-dyed threads that I have as a special bonus for our Facebook group. So I'm going to pick a random number generator. I think there were 71 or 72. I will double check right at the end and shut off so we don't pick. And then we will, I did take a glance down. I saw one person commented twice, so she only gets one vote. And I will pick a winner. It'll be right here. Anyway, so let's go on. So last time we spoke about roller frames and let's not break stuff. This is a new project I'm starting. I will show you in a minute. But I wanted to talk about big pieces of fabric and just give you a little update. Sometimes when you have a long piece of fabric like this, it is hard to get it tight. So I'm going to give you some helpful hints about getting it tight on the roller frame. The roller frame has, at least the larger bars do, two sets of holes where you can put the bar in through. I highly suggest that you keep these two bars closer and put them on the inner set, because the wider this frame is, the harder it is to keep taut. So that's number one. That's just a little hint. So keeping this fairly narrow is easier than getting big bars and getting a wide piece. It's also easier to handle. So you're going to put your fabric on the roller frame like I spoke about, and then you're going to have to work both sides. So what you're going to do is unscrew one side. Let's see if I can maybe move back so you can get more of a panoramic view. And tighten, tighten, tighten as much as you can. Screw down the wing nuts. Then flip it over and go to the other side and do the same thing. Untighten and then tighten. You might have to flip this over and do this 5-6 times even. Eventually, you will get a very tight piece of fabric. So I just did this twice. This was on here before. It was on pretty good actually, and then it sort of loosened up a little. And voila, much tighter. Still a little loose in the back, so I could easily do this 5 or 6 more times. If you'd like, I can do it just to show you that it works. Also, make sure you can pull out your fabric, that there's no bubbles. So just sort of, as you're doing it, pull it out that way so that it doesn't bunch up. That is going to make it a lot easier as well. This hurts my wrist. 1, 2, and it's getting tighter as we go along. So just do it as many times. There are also little clips that are sold on Etsy. I think I'm going to buy some. I have not bought any yet, but I saw them recently, that attach to the sides and have a little clip and will pull your fabric laterally. So imagine you have a clip there and a clip there. That really will make a huge difference as well. I like working on tight fabric, and it drives me crazy when it gets really loose and bunched up. I know people that love the, those, what is that called? The square frame, that it's plastic and you put the fabric in. Love those because they keep the fabric tight. Well, I don't like them because they hurt my wrist taking it on and off. And I also don't like that the edges sit on the fabric, so that you have to put like a piece of something in there so that you don't damage your fabric with that piece of plastic taking it on and off. I think for me, I love these frames. Everyone's different. And I do know some stitchers that stitch in hand. I stitch with them sometimes at the cross stitch cupboard. And they don't use any frame. They stitch holding the fabric and do so beautifully. So whatever works for you. Okay, so that was one of our, another helpful hint for the roller frame, because I was thinking about it. The other thing, I don't know if I went over this already, but I think I did, that there is a magnet on the back of one side, a weak magnet. Let's see if something will stick to it. Well, that won't, but I'm sure a small needle would. And that you can put these nuts on top or on bottom. I like it on top mainly because I can put it down on the table. I'm not worried about scratching my table. Just to show you. See, put that down on the table. These wing nuts are up. Otherwise, if you're putting it down, they could scratch the table. I also sometimes play with the fabric, so I like to have them here, so I can just easily tighten. But again, whoop, everybody's different. So you do what you want. Okay, so first topic today is going to be measuring devices. There are rulers, there are yardsticks, there are the paper measuring devices, there are ones made of fabric. Use whatever you like. What I feel is the easiest is a small tape measure. I have one in my purse, a tape measure that measures round, and it's only about that big, and it's actually plastic, and it's very light. I've had it for a long time. It works great. Let me get that for you. I'm back. So this was bought on Amazon, I think, for $3 or $4. And as you can see, it pulls out. You press a button to come in. This is the name. And once again, pulls out, in, very light. You can attach it to something. You can put it around your neck. I think this is awesome. I think this was a few dollars on Amazon. It is an excellent, it's a bargain. And you can measure anything. This metal one is a very small one, also works great. I like this because it's flat. I like these much better than yardsticks and so forth, although a yardstick is sort of nice if you have it stationary. Otherwise, I'm always looking for it. This I have right on my desk. Once again, use whatever you want, but this is supposed to be helpful hints. And I truly feel that a small measuring ruler that you can measure any amount, either a pocket-sized one, or this is also pocket. This even has on your belt buckle. Like a small one like this is your best bet. They make these in metric and in inches. Of course, I only need inches. This particular one is a cheapo, but I've had it for a long time, and I actually got this at a thrift store, I think for 25 cents. So, enough about measuring. Now, it's important to measure your fabric and make sure that you have enough fabric for your piece. I have been told, and I've tried to do it in my head, well, it's going to be X stitches across and X stitches down, and you figure this out. The easiest way is to go onto 1, 2, 3 stitch and do a search in the bar that says calculator. And 2 calculators will come up. One will be for linen, and the other one will be for Aida. It is very important that you do pick the right one. So we actually can go, we can go to 1, 2, 3 stitch. I don't know how well this is gonna, and the only reason 1, 2, 3 stitch is I know their calculator works. So let's do a calculator, do a simple search in the bar, and that's what comes up. Can you see it? It says Aida or linen even weave. Okay, let's say we're doing our linen. That is what you get. And you fill in the boxes. On your pattern, it will say how many stitches wide, how many stitches high, how much extra fabric would you like on each side. Minimum is 3 inches. I have more than once not had enough fabric, and then you have to sew on fabric in order to frame it or do whatever you want, or even worse, you run out of room. Bigger is better, so I would put 3 in there or 4. And that means on each side of your fabric, you're allowing 3 or 4 inches. I think on this, when I calculated this, I put 4. Then you put what the count is, and we talked about counts, so you can put for linen, you're going to put 28, 27, 30, 32, 36, 40, so on, whatever count you have. Then how many threads will each X cover, which is going to be over 2 for most things. Assume over 2 for linen, over 1 for Aida, unless you're doing an over 1 on linen, which is those tiny little stitches. And then you put that in and it comes up, you calculate it, and it comes up with a number. So let's say we have something that's 300 wide, 200 high, and we want 4 inches, and we're working on 30 count fabric, and we're doing 2 over. So you see how I just put that in there? Okay. Then you calculate the size, and voila, look what comes up. It says how big your fabric's got to be. Okay? So my advice, everybody's got a phone on them, just use the calculator. At my cross stitch shop, the cross stitch cupboard, they do it for me very easily. I just go in there, I do it the modern way. So you've now cut your fabric, or they've cut it for you if you decided. And you say, what do you do with the edges? Do you ever see edges that sort of come apart? Well, they make a fabric glue for edges. I didn't use it on this because I have a lot of extra, and this seems to be a very, this fabric doesn't seem to unravel. But you can actually put this glue around that will, it's just fabric glue. It's a stiff fabric glue that will just seal off the edges. Or you can put it on your machine and zigzag it. I've done that too. Or you can serge it. If you order fabric off the internet from 123 Stitch, it comes serged all the way around. You don't have to worry about it. I'm not well prepared today. I'm going to go get the little piece, the glue, so you can see it. I'm back. So here's the glue. It is called Freight Check. You put a little tiny amount on every edge. I do it on top of newspaper. So I let it dry a few hours, although supposedly it's pretty dry quick, but I let it dry overnight. And then your edges will not unravel. As you can see, I've used a lot of it because it's great. Don't use too much. really be ginger with it and put on just a little amount. Next topic, scissors. What kind of scissors do you need? If you're to buy 2 pairs of scissors, you want a large pair. This is a household scissor. This is Xylus, which is a Swiss company that makes unbelievably good scissors and everything else. This would be for cutting fabric. So cutting any sort of fabric, whether it be linen. I have this one. This is a Fiskars scissor. My husband sharpens these. He has a wheel, a diamond wheel, and he sharpens stuff. It's actually a big contraption. I'll show it to you one time. And this one is really cute, isn't it? Pretty. This is from Target, the Magnolia line, which is Chip and Joanna Gaines. And this is their scissor. It wasn't very expensive. It's really nice. It's sharp. I think it's cool. So I bought it. What other scissors do you need? Well, you need embroidery scissors. Let me show you. These aren't all of them, but these are quite a few. My embroidery scissors. Love scissors. I'm just going to show you a few of these scissors as examples of good scissors and why you need them. This is a Bohin scissor, B-O-H-I-N. Bohin is a French company. And I forgot the name of these. They make quite a few styles. As you can see, this is, it's supposed to be ornate, but it's sort of, you can tell it's faux ornate. So these are not vintage scissors, but they're incredibly sharp and they have a nice point. So you want small scissors that feel good in the hand. You want them very sharp and you want that nice point. What does that point do? Well, if you need to take out stitches, you can get underneath with that point and lift them up. Works great if you need to cut out stitches, especially if you're doing over one. Those stitches are very hard to cut out. Bohin scissors are anywhere from 20, 30, 40 bucks, which is, in the world of expensive scissors, is cheap. And they're really good. So I love Bohin scissors. You can get them online at your needlework shop. They sell them on eBay. You cannot go wrong with Bohin scissors. These, let's see if I can find out what these are. These are a reproduction, I believe. They were sold to me as vintage, but I believe they're a reproduction scissor that's made to look old. You can see how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? They're pretty sharp. They're not as well made as the Bohin scissors. So that's pretty much how I know they're not great, expensive, or probably not old scissors. But they're really pretty. They cut. Their point is not as pointy. Sort of a little bigger. Just not as fine, but if you're collecting scissors and you get something like this for a very small amount that looks lovely on a display, by all means go for it. Let's see what else I have. I just want to show you these scissors. Are another pair of Bohin scissors. I have to actually look myself. Again, they're slightly bigger than the small point. You can see the difference in size. Let's see how big these are, because I think these are the ideal length. These are 3.5 inches. So I like these 3.5 inches. These are 4. But aren't they lovely? They're pretty, incredibly well made. I think I got these on eBay for $20, $20, $25 maybe. Really beautiful scissors. Once again, Bohin. Trying to find some of the older scissors here too. I'm not going to show you every pair, but we certainly can show you a bunch. These scissors are awesome. This says number 30. These are old. It says number 35 in them, and it says Germany. Any scissor you see that says made in Germany, or the word Solingen, which is a part of Germany, which is very famous for knives, scissors, anything that cuts, are going to be good quality. Now, some scissors, as they get older, they get rusty, they get loose, so they're not comfortable. But as a starting point, if it says Germany or Solingen, they're going to be fabulous scissors. Look how fine. I don't know what brand these are, but look how fine they are. Can you see that? Oop, I don't have it in front. I'm looking at my face and not that. Let's compare them to the fine Bowen scissors, and you can see they're finer. Just lovely. They're light. They cut beautifully. They get under the threads beautifully. I have a few of these. I sold one this morning because I had a few of them to some lucky person. I sold it for $20. Well worth the money. Dovo scissors are German Solingen scissors, and they go for $70 or $80, and they're just as good. If not, I think some of these are better. This one is another German scissor. I'm just looking for the made in Germany. I cannot read where it says it's made, but it says made in Germany. Just another one. These are Stork scissors. As you can see, they're just two different sizes, two different brands. Really awesome. This scissor is made by a company named Wasa, W-A-S-A, another German brand of scissor. I'm looking for it. It's sort of hard to see it. You're never going to be able to see this. Let me see if I can even see this. But Wasa is another awesome company. And these have the little cross. Do you see that? Beautiful scissors. I bought these for a bargain price on eBay. Just magnificent. So Wasa scissors, look out for those. I have some miscellaneous cheap scissors here. These are DMC scissors. I have no idea where they're made. I'm going to assume they're not made in Germany. Do they cut? Yes. Are they great? No. These are very inexpensive though, but these are DMC scissors. These are a cool pair of scissors. They're big, so you wouldn't use these for anything other than cutting threads, or they just look kind of cool. I have no idea where these are from. They were in a box of stuff I got. And now antique scissors. These are stainless steel scissors. I have a few pairs of these. These are just some representative scissors. I've seen them come in many, many styles. This is actually, I thought these were set, but they're slightly different. So these have sterling silver handles. These are, say, made in Germany. They're always going to be made somewhere other than China. Let's see. These say Germany. I've seen them made in the US. There's nothing wrong with made in the US. These are unmarked. It's possible that the handles are old and that this bottom part is not. It almost looks too shiny, so it might just be a replacement. As you notice, this one's curved, very curved. This is great for getting underneath threads when you need to cut them. All of these scissors, even though these scissors are probably 100 years old, all of them, are sharp and in great shape. They could use a little bit of polishing. But all of these scissors have stood the test of time. There are people that collect Victorian items or Art Nouveau, Art Deco items, and will collect these scissors. And they're just beautiful. They're just as functional as anything you'd have today, but I think they're pretty. One last pair I'm going to show you. And I do have a pair of Seiju scissors, which are beautiful French scissors as well. They're more expensive than the Bowen, but they're more some of them are very decorative. I can't find them, of course, so I'm going to show them a different time. But my last pair is a really cute pair. These are made in Germany as well. Very unusual. You see that? They've got like a flower motif. I don't know how old these are. They're made in Germany. They're super sharp, super pointy. I just thought they were cute. So if you're going to start to collect scissors, and scissors is an easy thing to collect because it doesn't take up much room, I would start off the least expensive, because there's the most, are the Stork scissors and the best ones are Germany. So look for Stork scissors made in Germany that are fine. You can ask if they're loose or if they're tight, non-rusted. You will not go wrong with Stork scissors made in Germany, and they're not really expensive because there's an awful lot of them. Look on eBay, look on your local sites. If you want to do Wassa is a modern brand, you can buy Wassa and Bowen. Wassa is a modern German brand, very much like Dovo. Dovo is a beautiful brand as well. I have a pair of Dovos I cannot find either. Isn't that awful? Doing these videos is helping me go through stuff and find stuff. Bowen from France, beautiful scissors. So it can really make or break your day having this nice pair of scissors in your hand, but I'm going back to the Bowen, just really for the money, really nice. Now look how I have my scissors. I have my scissors on a thrift store find on the wall, which is, it was a thread holder, and I just hung it up and hung my scissors from it. Now they look messy, but they didn't look messy before. Be careful, this can get heavy. Here's another thrift store find. This is made for, remember those collectible spoons that your mom, dad, grandparents used to get from different places? Well, this will fit your scissors perfectly. And you can get these fitting many, many pairs of scissors. You can even put, I think you can put 1 or 2 in each slot, and you can have a scissor holder. Be creative. It's awfully nice now having my scissors on the wall, because we can, let's see, is it 5 yet? Oh, it's 1 minute to 5, okay. Having my scissors on the wall, so when I need a scissor or I want to just use a fancy scissor, I can actually just go grab one. So be creative. It is now 5 o'clock, so this is for the, if you're not part of our cross-stitch niche group on Facebook, you cannot participate. If you haven't entered already, it's too late, sorry. I'm going to go to the vintage cross-stitch niche. And first thing I'm going to do is find my post, which sometimes gets buried. Here we go. We have 74 comments. I'm going to glance through this. I only know of one person who commented twice. I don't know why they did that, but they did. Because I didn't want, here's the person. Okay, I just went, and that was it. So there are 74 comments, so there are 73 people. So here's what I'm going to do is, now I did say share, and only 38 people shared the post, but I'm not going to police that, but it would have been nice if everybody shared. If I said enter, share, that would be nice. So let me go get the item. And this is the item. This is the Bluebird's Message by Blackbird Designs, Loose Feathers, pattern number 23. It comes with, this is R&R linen. As you can see, it's beautiful R&R linen. It's probably linen you can't get anymore. And it comes with a whole lot of beautiful threads. God knows what this is worth, but I've had this a while and I decided to make this into a giveaway. And let's pick the person. So I'm not going to announce the name on here. I'm going to put the name on, but I'm just going to direct people here to how we picked it. So let's see how many people there are. Like I said, there's 73 people. I'm going to turn off commenting. Okay? We just turned off commenting. So let's randomly go to the random, I love phones. What did we do without phones? Number generator. And we put 1 to 73. Okay? And we generate number 19. Okay? So the 19th person, I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. Sorry, that's got to be annoying for me to walk away like that, but number 19, 19th comment is going to get the prize. Congratulations, you'll find out soon enough. So next topic. So we talked about some scissors, what to look for in scissors, what kind of scissors you need, what kind of measuring devices. Let's talk about finds. Let's talk about things that you can make into other things. The prim cross-stitch world is full, just chock full of vintage faux items. So there's a lot of like really nice boxes that are, you know, made now. There's nothing wrong with them. Excuse me. You get to hear me sneeze. Nothing is wrong with that. They're beautiful, a lot of these faux vintage items. But I think it's kind of cool to repurpose, especially since we're in a world that's getting full. And repurposing is really good for the environment. I'm just going to show you a few items that would be nice for repurposing. So this item I just picked up at the antique show about, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I'll show you what it is. It is a beautiful crystal salt. This is a chunky one. I love it. What were these salts used for? Well, around the table, at the formal table, it's actually marked. I don't know what it's marked, but I can't read it, but it's marked something. I think it's German, something in German. Around the table, everybody had their own little salt dish that they could salt their own food with. So it wasn't like you had a salt shaker that everybody passed around. On these formal times, everybody had their own little salt. Salt was considered a commodity and a wonderful food, and they made very fancy salt dishes. I don't think anybody uses them anymore, although it's kind of pretty around a table to have these beautiful salts. What these do make is awesome pin cushions. So you can either take a piece of an old linen napkin, which I have a bunch, I will show you another time, an old linen napkin, and somehow hand cross-stitch a design on there, sort of guesstimate the size, because the holes are going to be real small, and you cut out a hole about twice as big as this. You baste around the edge and you pull it, you stuff and pull tight, so you have this little ball, and you stick it in the pin cushion. You trim off the edges and glue it in. So you now are going to have your beautiful little pin cushion here. I'm going to get one for you. Hold on. So I said I was going to get one for you. I did not make this one. This was made somewhere else, but as you can see, somebody took a piece of muslin and they took a piece, like an old doily or a handmade lace, and they made a pin cushion. They gathered it together, glued it in the old salt, put some cute little buttons on top. I made this one. As you can see, this is an old napkin. linen napkin. It had some work in it already. You can see that work. I cross-stitched on it, and I made a little pin cushion and then glued it in. Then I put some matching buttons and some little pins, and voila! Isn't it cute? So this salt will make another very attractive pin cushion. It's very easy. I sold a few kits for you to make your own. Just to show you some of the napkins that I have. This is an old napkin. Look at the work. And these are actually never used. I bought these as is. And then I put them in my dryer. I bought them in a thrift store and then put them in my dryer with Dryel to clean them. I have a whole bunch of those. Here's another one. This one's got a stain on it, but it certainly could be repurposed. And let's see if I have any others. I just have some plain ones as well. These plain ones have work on them. Somebody did this work by hand, and these were at a thrift store. I'm just going through these just to see if I have anything. This one, here's another. So these are all, some of these are cotton, but some of these are linen napkins. Here's one more just to show you, because these can be repurposed. So you can cross stitch on these. You can actually just by hand and make a small motif or a little flower or something that looks adorable. I'll show you just another item that you can find. These are old women's gloves. Now, I have bought these and used them for gardening, which is really sad because these used to be so, it was like an in thing to use gloves. But these are just lovely. Just put, maybe if you had a large sampler and you were to frame it in glass and maybe put a nice glove underneath. This one's okay. I've seen them really nice work on them. Beautiful gloves with lace and so pretty. But anyway, I just wanted to show you some of these that I had that I'll sell kits. The issue with the kits I have right now is that I'm not a cross-stitch designer, not yet. I don't see why I couldn't, but just to make some small motifs. But so I tend to sell them with maybe some freebie cross-stitch piece included, and I'm not selling the freebie, I'm just including it. But I would like to sell some more kits, and I do have other items that I could make. I sold this great Christmas box that's just going to make an awesome sewing box where you can make the pincushion part inside the cover. The box itself was really wonderful. I'll show you one that I got. This is a reproduction cup. This is from Samplers Not Forgotten, I believe, and this was actually one of a finish of mine, an easy finish, and the kit was the 2019 Nashville kit. Did not come with these, so let's take these out. This is the way it came, and I got the idea that you can easily make this yourself, so I ordered some of these cups, real old ones actually. I have not gotten them yet because they're from a foreign country, but I'm going to sell them with. These are little trout cups. This one's a reproduction. The ones I'm going to sell are the real deal, the real old ones, with some lace. This is just some ribbon, but with some lace to go around the sides and some little pins. Let me show you about stuff that you can find on eBay or at Goodwill or whatever. The stick pins from the 80s. I already sold a few with my kits, but this one's a fish. This is just a few stick pins. This one is I don't know, some sort of bug. This one's a starfish. I do have the little bottom piece that went with them, but I don't know if anybody is old enough from the 80s. We wore these scarves with the little stick pins in them. These are vintage, meaning they're old, but they're not antique. Anything antique is over 100 years old. I do have antique items too, But the vintage items are much cheaper and more plentiful, and these are the things you need to look for. Find them everywhere. I was at the antique show, and a lady had a whole box of them, and they were $1 each, so I just got a bunch. But they're going to look awesome, just as you can see, stuck in pin cushions. I'll show you some other items. This is so cool. This I did not pay $1 for. This was actually kind of expensive when I bought it, but I hope the lighting is perfect. These are made for eggs, for Easter eggs, and these were salt and pepper. So it's an egg thing. My idea for this, you see me? My idea for this piece, and I'm just going to hold it up without the salt and pepper, would be in each little hole to put a little motif, a small motif. To put maybe a little carrot in one or a rabbit in the other. I do need to hook up with a designer, maybe, that could make these things, and we could work together. This is actually made in Japan. Japan in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, mid-century modern, that's what that's called. Everybody had these tchotchke items that they would get at the 5 and 10 store. This is one of them. It's awesome. This would make some amazing cross-stitch piece. I just need to get a designer to make the little motifs. You would make small pin cushion pieces, stick one in each. It would be awesome. Just an idea. Life is full of ideas. I have many ideas. Something easy that I found that you can find everywhere are these old washboards. This is antique. Nobody's used these in 100 years. Remember, you washed your clothes on a rock. Not on a rock, but on a glass. This is glass. There probably was some advertising or name of the product on this. It's long gone. I have this on my wall right now. My sister-in-law put little cup hooks in here, little hooks, and she uses it for keys. And also she uses it for pot holders. But I think this would make a fabulous cross-stitch finish. To put a motif in here, how perfect. Something farm fresh egg kind of motif, chickens, cows, something really prim. Even a Christmas motif would look awesome in this. These are just a few examples. I have more stuff, but I'm just showing you a few. Another mid-century modern. This one is made in Japan as well. People used to drink instant coffee. My dad still drinks instant Sanka. My dad's 85 years old. And this was for instant coffee that everybody loved. Freeze-dried coffee. Yuck. But back then they did, when I was a kid. And as you can see, this was a container for it. So I said, how could this be used? It's missing the scissor. First of all, you could easily put a scissor here. So right off, you've got a scissor holder. Right off. That's where the spoon was held. The spoon's long gone. These were salt and pepper shakers. Unfortunately, somebody glued them in. They weren't supposed to be, so they're there to stay. But you could easily make some sort of little pin cushion out of this. I don't know. This was a weird one for me because I said, where would you put the pin cushion? Actually, the logical place is to put it in here so that you store your pins or whatnot, any sort of notions in here. You have your little pin cushion inside here, small one. You have your scissor holder. How cool. I'm just going to show you one more. This is I don't know what this was. This I bought on eBay, and it wasn't cheap actually. I usually get stuff cheap. Not all the time, but this was more expensive than I wanted to, and I bought it because I liked it, but there was like some cool stuff inside. Let me show you. This is a real deal. This apparently held thread, because it's got thread holders. So this came with all of this stuff. Somebody's vintage needle book. Look at this. I was interested to see what was in here. They didn't really show a picture of it. There was a scissor. I don't have the scissor anymore because it was a vintage scissor. It was kind of cool, but I included it with one of my kits I sold. So this stuff this maybe will be part of future kits, but check this out. Somebody's old needle cushion. This has to be 70, 80, 90, 100 years old. But somebody just made this with fabric and put it together. It's sort of raggedy now, but I just imagine maybe it was a kid or somebody who had this. This was really cool. This is actually, I think this was made for scissors. It was a little pocket, little scissor holder. There's a scissor sharpener in here, which I thought was pretty cool. Some measuring instruments. This is creepy. This is a little guy that was used as a pincushion, but I'll show you something that I noticed that was disturbing, which leads me to date this. Do you see that? I hate to even show that. It's actually a swastika. And I said to myself, wow, this must have been, there's nothing German in here except for this. This must have been maybe somebody from that era that came from Germany. But this actually is creepy. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to get rid of that. There is a strawberry pin cushion. These were very common at one point. Beautiful strawberry. There's some other stuff in here, just a bunch of thread. Obviously not everything is old. These are contemporary for sure. Somebody just threw stuff in here. These are old spools. You take your little cross stitch and you put it around the spool. Unbelievably beautiful. And there are designers that already have those patterns for it. I don't remember one, but I just like, some of these just are kind of cool. This is DuPont nylon, made by the Belding Corporation in the USA. Hold on, I'm going to get you my spools. Once again, I walked away. Look at these. This spool is the real deal. We can put our pincushion on top. I already have a Halloween item I'm doing for this one. I just sort of like the black that it's got, the paint. You can buy these on eBay. They make them in all sizes. I probably have 30 of these. Whenever I see them for a good price, I buy them. But they sell fake ones of these at Hobby Lobby. Why not get the real thing? You can paint this, or you can keep it as is. I just had to tell you about spools because those are just beyond cool. Anyway, so the box itself can be finished, and I think this is a real old. Is this a shaker box? Well, I don't know. It's not in great shape. It's I'm not 100% sure I'm going to use it for a project or what I'm going to do with it, or maybe resell it because I'm not. Even for me, it's a little too prim, but obviously it's a very cool vintage item. I think I just might keep it on my shelf. It's kind of cool. It's old, and it probably was just a storage area for thread, and it was meant to be that. It's just an old one. Let me show you some contemporary items which can be used for cross stitch, which you wouldn't even think of. These are not old. These are new. This is, I believe, from Hobby Lobby. I think, see, it says 10 bucks on it. I believe it was half price, so I got it for $5. You can get stuff at Hobby Lobby for half price all the time. Look. This ribbon. It's got even weave, burlap, probably linen in there. It's actually nice. You can easily do a motif on these. Put them around a jar, like a candle, and you have your beautiful candle. I've done that with lace. I take old lace and put it around a Yankee Candle jar. Looks stunning. And I have different sizes and different laces, and I put a display. It really is pretty. That's for a future video. I will show you this. But you can easily do it with one of these, and they would actually make very nice gifts. Make a beautiful motif. It wouldn't take you long, and put it around a candle, and you've got a gift for somebody. This one I actually found at a thrift store. This was 50 cents, this whole brand new thing. But look, it's got sort of sewn faux items on here that you can actually stitch over. Once again, you can stitch on this. This right now is just an outline in some sort of pen or some, whatever. But you can actually stitch over all this, and this would look beautiful, beautiful embroidered trim that you can put around a candle, put around a hurricane, anything. Think outside the box. But these make good gifts. You can just make little personalized things for your neighbors. This was on the clearance section at Target. This was made by, again, Magnolia. Or no, it was in the Magnolia section, but it's made by somebody named Sugar Paper. It's string that can be used just for anything. But I like the spools. It wasn't very expensive. And not only do you have this neat string, and you certainly can do anything you want with it, put labels or tags or whatever, and then you had a nice spool. So you can see stuff for projects everywhere. I'm just giving you a very small taste of the kind of thing you can, if you enjoy the prim look, the vintage look, all these things that can be done. All right, so people like finishes and whips. These aren't, one of these is a whip, one's a finish, and the rest are kitted up projects. These are not all my kitted up projects. I just pulled out a bunch because I think people like seeing that. I like seeing that on other people's videos. So let me show you my start from today. This is Legacy Linen. It's called Parchment Legacy Linen. I love the look of it. Can you see? As you can see, I didn't get very much done because I was on call last night. So actually, I got home this morning, I made breakfast, and I sort of didn't do anything. But I love Legacy Linen. I usually like variegated, old, beat-up linen, but not for this particular project. This is a 2019 Nashville release by Queenstown Sampler Designs. It's gorgeous. I just love it. And it actually, the call for linen is, what is it? It's like antique ivory Belfast, so it uses a neutral linen. I think maybe sort of a vintagey linen would look good on this, but for whatever reason, I rarely use plain linen, but I thought for this would look nice on it. We'll see. And look at all the beautiful colors it uses of combination of variegated threads and just, here, let's put, see, I don't have to pull them all out. Just lovely. Beautiful colors. Look at this red. Candy apple red. I had never used this color before. And it uses a bunch of it. Candy apple red. Here's another bright color it uses called blue topaz. These are colors I usually don't use. A bright yellow called squash. This is called Misty Harbor. Purple. Look at this blue, my God. Purple rain. Look at that. And this one's geranium. I have used this one before. But I just wanted to give you a little taste of these colors that are much more vibrant than I would usually use. There's also some greens, of course, but much more vibrant than I usually would use. Because again, I like prim stuff. But when I saw this, I said, I have to do this. So I started this today. reason I started this today is that the other project I'm working on, the Dames of the Needle project, is a 1/1 project, which went on post-call, and I've been up 3/4 of the night. I just can't do 1/1. It's too slow for me. So the other project that I was working on, which is the linen, the Noel project, the Christmas sampler, I decided I was going to sell the linen, call it a loss, and just restart it. So I said, let me start another sampler. Let me go through some of these. Oh, before I do that, let me show you my finish. This is for my daughter. Practically perfect in every way. And I can't pronounce her name. It's like, she's Italian designer, Bergari, something like that. I'm gonna have to list it underneath this later. This is for my daughter. This is actually Picture This Plus fabric. The model was shown on a neutral fabric. I saw it though on this fabric somewhere, and I said it looked great. I don't know the name of the fabric, sorry, but that's a finish for my daughter. Let's go through. So, yeah, I know. This is only a portion. Are we hoarders? Not really. If you saw my husband's boat, and he loves boating and fishing, and he's got every gadget known to man, multiples of them, every tool known to man, so I don't feel too guilty. But let's just go through this and see. Hold on, let me make more room. Did you see this? This is a needlepoint. I didn't make it. It's a thrift store find. Look how cute it is. I was really concerned about bringing a pillow home. I actually put this on high heat with Trial, and I put it on like 3 times just to make sure, and apparently it seems fine. It smells good. I've never seen. But, and it's clean as can be, but somebody put a lot of work into this and it was donated. I felt really bad, but look how beautiful this is with the colors. This was a lucky thrift store find. Anyway, let's go through the projects. We don't have to go through them all because I can save some for later, and I will. I have other projects. This is the Good Housewife, Mabel. I don't have fabric for this. I want this to be on really cool fabric, probably like an X-Jude or a hand-painted fabric. This did come with some DMC. Let's open the bag. This is Blackbird Design Strawberry Fields Forever. I love strawberries. I always love this. I have this kitted up. I've had it for a while. And I have Weeks Dye Works Confederate Gray. Again, I didn't have much Weeks, but this is very pretty. The Confederate Gray I actually do like, very, very much so. And this is an exceptionally nice variegated piece of it. And I have all of the threads needed. The beautiful threads needed for this. Look at the colors, they're so pretty. So this is ready to go. This one will be done soon. By the way, these little containers, they're not very big, but they're good for small projects like this. These are off of Amazon. They're very inexpensive. You can get I don't know, 20 of them for a few dollars. They're actually really better than plastic bags, I think. They seem to have a little more breathing to them. But let's see what else we got. But they're not good for big projects. This is another This is Blackbird's Designs. Now, what do I have kitted up in here? Because I have the entire book home for the holidays. But apparently I have something kitted up in here. I'll show you exactly what I have kitted up in here without a Christmas garden. It's magnificent. I love it. These are the threads. Once again, I'm not going to go through these, but look at the colors, how Christmassy. And the fabric is the called for fabric. It is a whopping big piece of R&R. Fabric I will take out because I think fabric makes the project. It is French Roast by R&R. And look at this giganto piece I have, just humongous. Don't ask me why I bought such a big piece. I did. I'm glad. R&R French Roast. This one actually smells like coffee. Some of these colors are just unbelievable. Like, look at this from Classic Color. This is called Calico Kitty. Look how pretty it is. I just think this is going to be amazing. So anyway, out of this whole book, that's the one I want to do. Trying not to mess this up too much. Let's see what this is. Aha! This is something really cool. This is the primitive hare called Devil Runs. Look at that. When the thunder breaks the silence, the devil runs across the skies. This is the coolest thing ever. I don't have fabric for it. This will be done on a very spooky fabric. And apparently I only have some DMC for this. I don't have the red. I'm going to use some really bright, really blood red of a hand-dyed thread. I gotta find that for this. Actually, I'm gonna keep this out because I need to get fabric for this. And I need to get the right red. So that one gets kept out. Here is a kit. I think this was a Nashville kit from 2016. Yep, 2016. I have yet to do it. It's called the Keys Keeper. This is a complete kit that comes with the fabric and the frame and the threads. I think this is really, really nice. I'm not going to open this. I just haven't opened it yet, but the Keys Keeper. I told you I have a lot of stuff. This is With Thy Needle and Thread. This is called Mary's Best Handwork. I have DMC for this. I usually like hand-dyed threads, but there's nothing wrong with DMC. And this is probably the called for fabric. Will I use this fabric? Probably not. So, I don't know. Let me see what this fabric is. It's obviously called for fabric, or it's parchment. Weeks Dye Works parchment. It might not be. It might not be. I don't know what fabric this is. Yeah, I think it is. Weeks Dye Work parchment. It's sort of a variegated parchment-y fabric. I might use something more coffee dyed, or I might coffee dye this myself. But that looks like the fabric that was used. This is nice. I don't have everything in the bag. Let's see what else. These are just Nan kits. I'm not probably going to do them. I'm sorry. These are Shepherd's Bush kits. This one is called 3 Pale Eggs. It's very pretty. I have it. I don't know when I'm going to do it. This is Nikki's Creations Primitive Quilt. I have the fabric for this. I showed this to you in my other video. Isn't that pretty? It's not kitted up. I'll keep this out. This is Nikki's Creations Animal Farm. Isn't it cute? This is called Primitive stitching. Do you see what I see? I love it. Now, I bought this on Etsy. What makes me a little nervous about this is it looks like a photocopy, but I did buy it from a reputable person. So a lot of people have done this. It is a quick stitch. Loving Christmas like I do. I think it's unbelievable. I can't wait to do this. Yeah, this was bought from a very reputable person named Needle Case Goodies. She's on Etsy. I'm not giving any sort of business, like saying, oh my God, she's the best ever. She is. She's wonderful, and she's really nice. There's a lot of people I buy from. I try to give business to my local needlework shop, the Cross Stitch Cupboard, because they need to stay in business. But anyway, do you see what I see? Amazing. It's just beautiful. This is going to look great on a very vintagey fabric. I just have to show it to you again. That's stepped out. I didn't realize that not all of these are kitted up. I thought they were. This is Glendon Place, a ghostly gathering. This is the call for fabric. It's magnificent. It's got purple and blue. I hope you can see how nice it looks. Let's see. Can you see how nice this looks? I'm going to turn down the light just a little bit. Meow, stay there. It's my kitty. This is the called for fabric. What is it? I'm going to have to look it up because I don't remember, but I think it's awesome. I also have another piece of fabric in here, which I'm not going to use for it. It's purple. I changed my mind. I wanted the blue. And this one is actually called Weeks Purple Rain. This is a Weeks Dye Works fabric called Purple Rain. It is very, very purple. I'm going to keep that out because I'm not going to use that. On this particular the Glendon Place Ghostly Gathering, I do have some of the called for threads. This is called Jar Designs Waxing Mysteria. I only have two. I guess two. I don't know if two is enough, but I might have more somewhere else. I obviously wouldn't have just ordered two. But apparently that's what I have in here. Okay, let's go through some more of these. This is only a portion of what I have. This is We the People by Willow Hill Samplings. It is the Constitution. The fabric is Dill by Picture This Plus. I really like this. It does remind me of dill pickles. And I think this is going to look amazing. I'm dying to do this one. We the People. I have all the hand-dyed threads. You can see the colors, how nice they go together. I am a American first. And anything Americana, anything Constitution, I love it. Let's see what else we have. Aha! This one is called Count Twice, Stitch Once. Was another kit, Nashville 2018. I haven't done it. I do have the fabric to do it. It came with fabric and it came with this really nice, see, this is a reproduction piece of wood. And I'll never find one this size. That's the real deal. So obviously I'm going to use this, but pretty cool. I don't have the thread in here. Once again, I thought I did. So I'm going to keep this out. This is good for me. This is Threads of Gold. Threads of Gold is Emily's. I don't know if you know her. I don't know her personally, but I know of her. And I already have all the threads here. It looks like I did a conversion. That's what that looks like, and it's got some nice beads. Let's see what this fabric is, and then I'll show you the fabric is Summer Khaki. This is 36 count Edinburgh linen. Some are khaki. And this is Threads of Gold Christmas sampler. I have done some of the other Christmas samplers. I think they're really beautiful. I might not do it on this fabric. I might. I just like the little purple. You see the little purple guys? This is an old chart, and you can buy these for almost nothing. And literally a few dollars on eBay. And they're beautiful. Crown him Lord of all. And it's just beautiful. So this will be done. I don't think it's going to be done on that fabric, but it will be done. Heartstring samplery. This I went bananas for, and I had to have the whole thing. These are all the birds. Here's some more birds. I love birds. I have a canary. You might hear them in the background every once in a while. And here's the third set of birds. Now it looks like I put a piece of paper in here that told me how somebody put them all on one thing. Look at that. So there's 3 sets here of birds. I have all the floss, and I did buy a big piece of fabric to put them on. Let's see what the fabric is. Oh, actually there's a fourth one. Sorry. This fabric looks like Picture This Plus. It is Picture This Plus Wren. And it is a humongous piece. I'm not going to open it, but Wren is a vintagey looking piece. I like it. And look at all the look at all the floss. So I'm going to have to get to this. I bought them all to do on one humongous piece of fabric, and I will do it. Okay. Let's see. Did I already open this one? Yes, I did. Okay, let's go through more, see what I have in here. This is the Heart's Content. These are all over one. They're complete kits. If you haven't bought one of these kits, try it. You can buy them on eBay. Some of them go for a lot, some do not. She literally gives you enough floss. Look how she does it. She braids it. And she puts little tags with the name of the floss on them. She gives you a needle. Implicit directions. Absolutely just detailed and detailed. Beautiful directions. And of course, as you can see, she gives you the linen. And this is a small piece. This is a very small piece because it's all done over one. Will I do this? Probably. I thought this was so cute. It's just a little house. Are we ever going to get to the end of this? And this is just a portion of what I have. This, oh, I love this. This is my only Victoria sampler piece. This one's called The Christmas Village. What's not to like? It's amazing. Look at the village. Look at the Santa on top. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, and that's one of my favorite songs by Casting Crowns. I bought her kit, which is just even nicely packaged. This is Krennic silk and accessory pack, and it has everything you need. And this is done on smoky pearl, 28 count smoky pearl linen, which is actually very pretty. I think I actually bought this as a kit off of her site. I saw it, somebody did it, and I had to have it. I absolutely will do this one. It's even the lace. Look at the lace, the way that's done. It's breathtaking. It will be done. This is a kit I probably will not do. I don't know, maybe. This is from a DMC kit. that comes with everything you need. And this is a Dutch sampler. I might do this because I'm on a sampler kick. It's really pretty. Oh, here we go. Here's the Ghostly Gathering threads. I told you I thought I had more threads. And these are all those jazz threads. I've never used them before. I'm going to put this together with my Ghostly Gathering. And then I'll report back to people after I use them. Let's see. This is really interesting. I'm not gonna, there's a pattern here, so I can't really show it to you. But I can show you, let's see, what this is. It is a pillow. It's a beautiful pillow, and it's gonna have Noel on it. And it's got even an inside that you can, a muslin bag here that you just put your stuffing in and stuff this as a pillowcase. And it's all needlework fabric, it's linen. This was literally a few dollars on eBay. I couldn't believe it when I got it, how lovely this is. And it's gonna be a simple pillow, a Noel pillow. It looks like a fast stitch too. I'm gonna do it, beautiful. This is a vintage kit. I don't know why I bought this, who knows? It probably was on an eBay auction that was really cheap. And this is called the Teaching Sampler. And look, it came with everything. It's cute. Sometimes if I want to go on a trip and I want something small, I take one of these kind of things with me, and this actually has their this is their bag. It has their little label on it. I bought this, there was a trunk show at the Cross Stitch Cupboard showing this. It's called Together We Stand. This is the only needlepoint-ish kind of thing I have. It's some sort of hard, I don't know what you'd call this, canvas. And this actually is beautiful. I saw this done and I said, I'm going to buy that. It's got beautiful silver, and obviously this is a needlepoint type thing, so this comes with the needlepoint floss. There's obviously, there must be a red one in here. Oh yeah, look at this. These are watercolors, which, my God, just beautiful. I have this on the back burner to do. This I did buy. This was not very expensive, and I bought it for the pattern. This is Ada. This is an old kit. It's got Ada, white Ada. I am not going to do anything on white Ada, although I have nothing against Ada. It's not for me. This has the floss all organized by color. That's kind of nice. But look at the pattern. It's got a church in the snow. There is spirit, there is grace. In this wonderful, peaceful place, may God bless us all. It's so pretty. My goal with this is to find the right fabric that will take this out of the 80s or 90s, as you can see with the white Ada, and make this into something more. But this is just really nice. You can tell that this is not new. It's made in the USA. Unfortunately, very little is made in the USA now. I go out of my way and pay more to find something made in the US. But these are the 12 days. This is my last. No, not my last thing. This is the 12 Days of Christmas by Primitive Hair. These pictures do not do it justice. I wish I had the whole thing, but as you can see, there's 12. These are not kitted up. I am going to keep that out so I can kit it up. I am going to do that. These are something interesting. I cannot sell these because I don't like charts that are PDF. This came in PDF form. I printed them out for myself, okay? So I cannot sell these, but I bought them as PDF from Primitive Hair, and I did ask her if it was okay to print it out, and she said fine. I printed these out at, not Kinko's, but one of those places. This is called Winter Bird. Anything with birds and lace I love. And this one is called Eat at Your Own Risk, which I just thought was really cute. Is this video getting too long? Maybe. This is my most recent stuff over the last month or two. It's been sitting on my desk, so I'm going to show it to y'all. These are Stacy Nash animal crackers. This is the cat. And this is the rabbit. These aren't kitted up, they're just lovely. I got these for such a good price, I couldn't say no. What do we have here? This is, oh, wow. I bought two of these. This one is called Queenstown Sampler Designs AR 1879. Had to have the fabric, which is called Vintage Chantilly Lace by Lakeside Linen. Paid a fortune for the fabric and bought it twice. So now I have vintage. I'm thinking of saving it. Maybe it'll grow in value, I don't know. But the Vintage Chantilly Lace is awfully nice fabric, so I do have this. This is one of my newest ones. Ooh la la, I had to buy this book because this is their newest book. Look at some of the patterns. If you haven't seen it, it's something else. I love the little red work. Even just to look at the book is magnificent. I mean, I don't want to show you, but look at that's just one of the patterns. Let's see, this is the silk. Not a lot, actually, but this is the silk for that. Oh, an eBay find. You can even see my eBay tag on here. This is Dimensions. I love this. This is called Charts and Charms, which means it just comes with the pretty charm and the chart. Really cute charms. Look at the scissors and all that. And I'm gonna do this on really interesting fabric. That's in my Please Kit Up pile. I bought this recently from Cross Stitch Cover. This is called A Winter in Baltimore by, which one did I buy? It's a Stacy Nash with a needle and thread. Not kitted up yet. I tend to kit things up. This I bought as a kit. Periwinkle Promises Silk and Linen Kit, Acorn. There was something about this I just liked. So I got this on eBay. It was a pretty good deal. This actually comes with everything you need, including the fabric, which is a really nice fabric. I don't know what this is, but it is, I believe it's actually Lakeside Linen of some sort, but it's very pretty fabric. And it was not very expensive. You can go on eBay if you like to cross stitch and want to get some relatively inexpensive things, and just go for it. This is the Poly Coffin Sampler. Very hard to see because it's black and white picture. I bought this at a bargain price because it came with everything and it was really neat. It comes with this really nice lakeside linen. This almost looks like Chantilly lace. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if that's what it is. And all the floss, some sort of floss. And this is one of those kits from the Exemplary, which has been around a long time, which makes beautiful reproduction samplers. I have a feeling this is going to be beautiful. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I will. This is called Needlepoint Gold Series Margaret Beamer Stores. I can't pronounce that. Sampler of motifs from Markin. Check that out. Just amazing. And it's in some sort of, I think it's German or Dutch or who knows. German. And it comes with lamb's wool linen. A very large piece of it, beautiful linen. And this was like, sometimes you can make an offer and not expect them to take it, and this person took a very low offer. I couldn't believe it. And I got this, and it's on my list of things to do now. This is another recent acquisition, Stacy Nash Primitive Sister Sampler Pin Keep. Another one of the ones which I sewed together. Right now at the framer is Blackbird's Flea Market, which is 3 different pieces of linen sewed together. I have some R&R linen. I believe this is Hushabye Pink. No, Hushabye Peach. And this one is Antique. This one's Hushabye Yellow. And one's Hushabye, I don't know, yellow and pink. I think this is, excuse me, the Hushabye Yellow. And this is the peach. I think it's going to look great. And I do have, I call it 4 threads. Once again, beautiful colors that just will work together. Stacy Nash Primitive. This is on my urgent to-do list. Let's see what else we have. Another eBay find. This is the Betsy Cotton Sampler. This actually is very, very nice. You can tell this was in somebody's stash for a long time. It comes with everything. It is old, but look how nice this is. It's a marking sampler, a simple marking sampler. Came with the linen threads. I think this was no more than $5 for everything. And you have a kit that you can bring somewhere that is not too difficult to do. That, oh great. That will look fabulous when done for $5. This one I bought, this is by Nan Lewis Threadwork Primitives. It's another kit, and I just liked it. It was Civil War needlepoint book. This I got off a stash unload. This I'm not going to do. This is Crimson Poppies by the Silver Lining. I don't know why I bought this. I think I bought it because it had this big piece of linen with it. I don't know what kind of linen. I liked linen when I saw it. And I bought it because it had the linen. Sometimes I'll buy something for the linen. And this does look like it's a printed linen. It's not a dyed linen. It's printed because one side's plain and one side's printed. That's how you know. But I like this linen so much that I said I'm just going to buy the kit. So what am I going to do with this? It'll probably be a freebie to somebody or donate it, or I'll ask if anybody wants it. Please comment and you can have Crimson Poppies. This was an absolute bargain on Stash Unload. This is another Queenstown Sampler Designs named Sarah Haynes. Check it out. The house is half finished. That's cool. There's something about Queenstown Sampler Designs I just like, and this I love. Once again, they show it on a pink linen. I am going to find the right linen for this. Okay, I think that's it for now. And then one final thing. This is an old Busilla needlework kit. This makes guest towels. They're linen guest towels that have applique on them. These kits, these linen appliques, what you do is you usually, it should come with sequins too, is you complete the little pieces of felt, cut them out, and then you put them on the right where they say, these little areas that, like a puzzle. It'll give you a number that goes on a number. They're not hard to do. They take a few nights probably to do. This would probably you can do in a week. If you work, after work, an hour, maybe a week, maybe 6-7 hours, you can do this. And they're awesome. Mid-century modern kits. That's black and white, but this will be the colors, of course. Look for stuff like this. They're not going to be around forever because once they're sold, they're sold. These are not, everything's sold now made by, these applique kits now are very cheap. This one is made in the USA, and and it's lasted a long time. This is probably 40 years old. It's probably from the 60s. So, Meow Meow, you want to take a look at my cat? Here. Let's see. Oh, I gotta turn this around. That's Meow Meow, the cat. Meow Meow. Hello? It's actually Pooter, the cat. Oh. There we go. So, just to reiterate, today we had some lessons in scissors, what to look for, what to buy, some information about repurposing, some information about some whips and some stuff I have kitted up that I'm sharing with you. And until next time, this is Natalie of the Cross Stitch, the Vintage Cross Stitch Niche. You can find us on Facebook. We're a group, not a business of any sort, although buying and selling is allowed on the page. And over and out.